Now, as the number of pedestrians and cyclists on Britain's roads increases, so too does the number of construction vehicles that deliver infrastructure to accommodate a growing population. Busier roads bring a greater risk, so Construction Logistics and Community Safety, or CLOCS, is looking to make them safer for all by promoting collaboration between the construction industry and the public. Our reporter has more.
Construction vehicles arriving early at a building site, but already plenty of cyclists on the roads too. In London, there are nearly twice as many cyclists as a decade ago, and too many deaths involving heavy goods vehicles, not just from construction. In 2015, 78% of cyclist fatalities and 20% of pedestrian deaths in London involved an HGV, yet those vehicles make up just 4% of the traffic. From this crisis, an organisation known as CLOCS was born, standing for Construction Logistics and Community Safety.
The CLOCS requires construction companies, contractors who are building hospitals, schools, housing, to make sure they have the right site conditions, so that they do the right vehicle checks, the right driver checks, and it requires action by the vehicle operators, by hauliers, to make sure that the vehicles have the right design, the right equipment, the drivers have the right skills and experience to do the job. So it's very much about all parties playing their part. Together we can make a difference.
Good morning. Make sure you have full PPE. No problem.
The CLOCS scheme has a checklist with zero tolerance for any defect. The drivers are specially trained in safety, and some £10 million has so far been invested in new technology.
If we go to turn left in the lorry, it gives out a warning alarm and the camera flicks down to the left so you can see up the inside of the lorry as well. So we do our utmost to sort of be safe for the cyclists today.
CLOCS has a 16-point action plan for both operators and construction clients. Leading developers, Land Securities, are signed up.
It gives Land Securities a platform to really work with the communities. So, for example, every now and again we do something called changing places. So we bring some of the construction vehicles outside the office, and we then stop cyclists and say, well, look, would you like to come and sit in the vehicle to see what the drivers can see?
CLOCS takes health and safety from the workplace out onto the roads with construction company Mace.
We try as much as possible to avoid left turns. So it's not always the quickest route, the straightest route, it's the best route. So we take knowledge, local knowledge of the network, of colleges, schools, train stations, anything where there's a major footfall, we take particular attention to that.
The newest vehicles, designed with better windows, sensors, alarms, sidebars, mirrors and cameras, offer an improved experience for drivers, as well as paying dividends in lowering insurance premiums and winning contracts. With low-rise entry from ground to cab, the drivers are closer to the level of pedestrians and cyclists, giving much greater visibility.
You see anything that is in front of you, even a child, and you have a side cameras, which one gives you very good visibility.
The direct vision means that a standard pedestrian or cyclist just stood at normal height or riding at normal height can be seen directly by the driver. It doesn't rely on mirrors, doesn't rely on cameras, so it is much safer because eye contact is always better and is always the ultimate aim. Cameras are a good measure where that's not possible.
Alex Jane was just 26 when she was killed by a left-turning lorry. Her mother has campaigned to make trucks safer and believes the CLOCS standard and those implementing it are making a difference.
In my daughter's case, the driver had said, as an example in court, that the latest mirrors had been fitted to his lorry, but he hadn't received any training in using them, so didn't use them. No, now training is a legal requirement, so that's being dealt with. An accident waiting to happen is not an accident. There are things you can do to stop it.
The CLOCS safety standard is being rolled out nationally, encouraging best practice right across the construction industry.